I need to make some modification to this unit right here. The chain gets caught right in here if it comes off. So it's messed up this outer ring here, and it's tore this all up, and it's rough on the bottom. So I'm going to grind on those ribs a little bit, create just enough clearance for the chain to get through there. This unit is a torque averter. It's a Common Industries. This is not the clone. This one cost $230 or something like that. And I've had real good luck with it. Absolutely no problems on both carts. So I'm no expert on these, but that's what I bought. We don't use this cover. This is for a mini bike configuration, so you don't get your pant legs caught in it, I guess. So anyway, I want to take this apart. I need to get the shaft out of here. So there's a snap ring right here I got to get off. Okay, so there's a snap ring. And then I got to knock this shaft out of here. A little hung up, so we'll use a little drift here. Not very scientific, but it got it done. Okay, so we'll set this is 12-tooth sprocket, number 35 chain. The other cart has a number 40 chain, same size sprocket. So with the 62 sprocket I've got on the cart, the 12-tooth here, that's 5-to-1 ratio. So we'll set that aside. Alright, so now you can see where the chain has got caught. Alright, I used the wheel to draw a little line that I have to grind to. So I'll get on my eye protection here. And then I'm going to go to work on this and see if I can feather this. Clean that up a little bit. Hopefully there'll be some clearance. So let's see what happens. Alright, so it's working it down. This is a flap wheel type arrangement here, so it's not quite as aggressive, but I'm getting there. I could put a harder wheel on here. I might just do that. So I'm going to go with a more traditional grinding wheel here. That other one's kind of a finesser. So let's go to work on this. So you can see how I shape these. I didn't try to take too much off of the ribs here, so I don't want to compromise the strength, but that should get the clearance. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to slip this back together and see if it has the clearance. Okay, so let's see if I can show you this. So here's where the chain binds. You see it's hanging up still just a little bit. See that right there, right there. That's where it gets all caught up. So just a little bit more, problem solved. I took it out in the garage here and I ground a little bit more off of right there. So now, the chain slides in and out of there. Very important when the chain comes off to be able to get it out of there. Alright, that's done. I'll put it back together now. Alright, let's put on the torque converter here. First off, this spacer goes on. Not that you need it right this minute. Got the motor loose right now, so we can dial in the chain. Okay, so this goes on like this. Line up the key in the slot. And this spacer is important because it gets it in line with this sprocket. Okay. So now you put the belt on. It says this side to engine. Okay. And then this piece, it's flush right here so it fits together. Put the key in the slot. Like so. Turn in the nut here, the bolt. That looks pretty good. I could use the impact on here, but I have the strap wrench, so we'll go with that. Alright, so that's done. Next I got to put the chain and the master link on and get the tension set, tighten down the bolts. And that unit's ready to go. Let's put on the chain now. I have the motor loose and far forward. I've got the master link here. This is the sequence they go in. It's my understanding that the round end here installs on the chain in the direction of travel. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the way they go. So, let's put these up here. Alright, so the chain, you drop it down through. And then work it around the sprocket. Okay, so I was able to get the chain around, and now I can put in the first master link. Okay, so that's in. And then the second piece. And then the third piece. I really my glasses, but I think I can get it. Okay, chain is on. Right now it's got way too much slop because I gotta, there we go. So I usually set the set this tension pretty tight because, and this is a new chain because the other one got messed up from coming off a couple times. But I set it pretty snug because in a couple hours of driving it starts to stretch, and that'll allow for it to stretch. Okay, I need to tighten up the motor now. So I tightened the 4 bolts to hold the engine on, and to help me keep tension I just use this little block of wood wedged in here, keep some tension on it. And then you see it's fairly snug, but that'll loosen up pretty quick. It starts to stretch. Alright, so, and then when I'm putting it on, I try to look right down through here, make sure everything looks straight and even, get the tension right. It could be looser than that, truthfully, but that looks nice and even. So then I can take this piece of wood out of here. Alright, so the engine's tight, chain's tight. I have to work on the throttle cable now. So, we'll see what that's all about. Well, I have a bit of a dilemma with the throttle cable here. This fitting right here that comes with it, it's just too small for this cable to fit inside and clamp onto it. So, and then the other thing is, right here, it won't, it's just not in the right location to really pull the throttle all the way. So as I mess with this, the best location is right there. If I hold that, then it gives it full throttle. If you can see that. So I need to make a bracket that installs right here for the best actuation. So, shoot, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So then, you know, on the original throttle plate, right here is where the cable connects. So I'm thinking I can cut this thing up and flatten this out, and then create a bracket out of it that I can bend and shape to mount under here, so that in essence the cable is right there. So I gotta mess with this a little bit. I think I can make it work. If I can get it to install maybe under here or on here, or use this and get that to be a nice solid connection, then that should work pretty good, because it pulls all the way to full throttle. So anyway, I got to work on that. So I'm going to take this bracket apart and see if it makes any sense to cut it up here, and I can make a bracket out of it. Alright, so get this out of there. Alright, so my thinking is I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut it off right down through here. Maybe make that wide. Come over on the back side. It's going to come down and across like that, and then over like this. So by the time I cut that out, hammer it flat, I'll have a bracket, you know, probably 2.5 inches long. Then I can continue to shape it and work it, drill a hole in it, you know, and see if I can get it to work so I can get the cable to come in through here on the underside of the tank there. So I'm looking at this thing, and I think I'm going to cut it off here first, then pound it all flat, and then trim it some more. So I'll cut it right there. Okay, so right here is where this fits. So I'm going to flatten this all out. I better cut it right there. Just make a little relief cut. Wear these gloves in case it gets away from me. All right, let's pound this thing into submission, what do you say? Okay, so here's the usable part, and I think I'll cut it a little bit more here. I'm going to sneak up on the shape it needs to be before I cut too much metal away.